Hello, and welcome to a storytelling version of the Baldur's Gate series. I am your storyteller, Legion. This is a game that came out in 1998, and I played it so many times. I was 23 when this game first came out, and I just loved the fact that it was so immersive with its storytelling capability. And I wanted to share that presentation to you. Now, full disclosure, this is not meant to be a walkthrough guide. We're not doing with any extra modifications. We are going to be playing it on the enhanced version, but we won't be putting it in story mode. We do want to give ourselves a little bit of a challenge, but it will be highly edited so that we can focus on the story, the lore, the books, and truly immerse ourselves in the world of Faerun. So sit back and relax, and let's have fun.
No, you can't.
I will be the last, and you will go first.
Jimmy, please!
Much to the irritation of your loving foster father, you have always been a wild spirit. Books held no interest for you, nor did disciplined combat. The Watchers spent years wondering what to do with you, until the fateful day when an Uthgardt barbarian from Icewind Dale delivered an ancient scroll to Candlekeep. The short time she remained had a deep impact upon you. She taught you the ways of the barbarian, the connection to spirits of nature, and how to unleash wild rages. By the time she left, you knew that you would follow the same path. Her visit was several years ago, and ever since then you have found the walls of Candlekeep to be intolerably stifling. You know little of how you came to be a ward of Gorian's, but over the years you have gleaned something of your mother's tale from his vague illusions, and from the words he sometimes uttered in tear-filled sleep. She was a human from Silvery Moon, and a friend of his for many seasons. As you have no memory of her, nor any keepsakes to remind you of her existence, you have come to believe that she died while giving birth to you. Perhaps it was the pain of such a parting that led Gorion to cloister himself within the narrow halls of Candlekeep, and raise you as his own. Of your father, you have learned nothing. You are a barbarian, filled with rage when need be. But since you were raised in the walls of Candlekeep, you are able to coerce even the hardest of minds and hearts. Ever since you were little, you've had the dexterity second only to the elves, unnaturally gifted with attributes. And your story is just beginning.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Faerun. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
The sun rises once more to cast our shadows on the land.
We begin our story in Candlekeep, in front of the Candlekeep Inn.
At once.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Winthrop says, "Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know?" We recognize Winthrop's jester spirit, and we say, "You always were the big kidder, Winthrop. That gets funnier nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not quite so often." Winthrop says, "Ha! Just having a bit of fun with ye, my friend. Them monks may be walking around with poles in their nethers, but you know you are always welcome here in my sight. Gorion did well by you, he did. So, is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy?" No thanks right now." "Well, it was good speaking with you." Before the fireplace, we see an older, wizened-looking wizard that goes by the name of Firebead Elvenhair.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
He says, "Ah yes, I am back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With this iron crisis upon us, the trip from Barracks was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Gorion's ward, aren't you? My, you have come into your own, if you would permit an old man jealous of you to say so. I left an identity scroll with Tethero in the inner grounds. He would be done examining by now, so if you would fetch it for me, I'd be grateful."
Greetings, young one.
Tethero says, "Firebead has sent you to me, hasn't he? Very well. Return this scroll to him, but then you must hurry and speak with Gorion. He is waiting for you on the steps of the Central Library. I assure you, child, it is a matter of greatest urgency. Firebeard Elvenhair says, I am glad to see that age has not hardened your heart towards an old man such as myself. I'll take all of your identity scrolls. I have a great use for those type of scrolls. Here, allow me to cast a little spell on you. It will protect you from any evil you might meet tonight. Why, it's Validia.
Hello there.
Oh, hello. Have you seen my copy of the History of Halura anywhere? You know how I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here. And, oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Dear absent-minded Validia has lost another of her books. The History of Halura this time. Last time she was at Candlekeep, she lost an entire 4-volume set in the hay we keep for the cows.
What do you need?
Validia left one of her books in here again. It's in the hay there, beside the cow. If you could run it over to her and then come back, I've got some plans for you. Next to the cow, in the hay we find the History of Halrua. The History of Halrua. Halrua was settled centuries ago by wizards fleeing the Faerûn in what was to become the Anauroch Desert. The first wizards came in unique flying ships invented by the Netherese, and found a beautiful and rich country settled only by shepherds and large herds of aurochs and wild wraith. It was here that the wizards decided to make a stand, should the Faerûn follow. The Faerûn never did, but Halrua has had to defend itself from attacks by all of its neighbors since then. Over the centuries, Dambrath has attacked and raided Halrua's ports and borders multiple times. Once, led by a magic-resistant barbarian, the Dambrae occupied all of the country south of Lake Halrua. They were defeated in battle by the great archmage Mycontal, who slew their barbarian leader. 40,000 Dambrae attacked, and they were stopped by 500 Halruans. More than 200 Halruan wizards, including Mycontal, died in the battle. The last attack upon Halrua was less than 100 years ago, through the Telrath Pass by the power-hungry king of Lipalia. He had allied with bandits from the Waste, though this time the Halruans were able to find a larger force, including fighting men as well as wizards from their skyships. The attackers were easily routed. Halrua also suffered through a civil war about 5 centuries ago, when a number of mages advocated beginning new experiments with magic, ones which even the Netherese didn't approve of. The renegades were driven from the region, but went on to found the land of Thay, or so it is said in Halrua. Since then, Halrua has been at peace. They have had no declared wars, though it still suffers raids from Dambrae pirates, bandits of the wastes, savages from the Maiar jungles, and any other pirate raider or hungry wizard who thinks that magic and wealth grow on trees in Halrua. This constant raiding made the Halruans very defensive, warlike, and traditional. The people say that since wizards have always led them, wizards always will. My book! Oh, you reminded me of Gorion when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, a toil of destiny even. You must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winthrop will give you a little something for it. Poor, absent-minded Philidia gave me a gem for returning her lost book. Candlekeep, it seems, continues to defy all laws of economics. The more books it holds, the more valuable they become to those who read them. The greater the supply, the greater the demand. Bah. All this thinking is making my head hurt. Time to pawn this gem to get something useful for it.
Agreed.
With the funds we've collected, we use it to arm and defend ourselves. With a flail, an axe, and studded leather armor, we're ready to go. Dreppen did say he wanted to talk to us after we returned the book to Philidia.
What do you need?
Nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessa ain't here enjoying it, though. Her being sick and all. I need her to get one of the potions of antidote off Hull. He stayed up drinking last night and got hauled out of bed to man the gates early this morning, so I bet he's got a few of them laying around somewheres. Nessa the cow is feeling a bit under the weather today. Dreppen's asked me to get a potion of antidote from Hull, who's been posted to the gate this morning. It appears that Hull has been using them to avoid his morning hangovers. You hear a sound coming from the priest's quarters.
Hello?
Oh, goody goody, I've gone and found you first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. I do not recognize you. Who are you and what are you doing here? Who I am is unimportant, but who you are is very much so. I apologize for this dirty bit of business, but I must seek your death. A pity, I know, but it would seem your head is worth an exceptional amount to me. I kill you myself, and I need not share credit with anyone.
This may prove difficult. This may prove difficult. This may prove difficult.
At least, Greystone, you cut yourself above the brow. There. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something is very wrong indeed. It's nothing, Parda. One of the cats didn't like me petting it. I'm all right, really. Yes, well, get what you need from the inn then, for Gorion is desperate for you to be off.
By Moradin's hammer!
I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday already. Hop to it. Get in there. Reaver has once again pressed me into service in his storehouse. All reports suggest that our feline forces have turned traitor and that the rats are on the offensive. It appears that I am our last hope in the face such an awesome display of power. Farewell, dear journal. Farewell. Rats. We have conquered the day.
By
Yes.
Moradin's hammer!
Ah, yes. Kill them like the rats that they are. A glorious battle unlike any this world has ever seen. Here's 5 gold pieces. Don't spend it all in one place. Mental note. Don't join the armed forces. They never inform you of the full danger when you enter, and they always pay you squat when you leave. Reaver gave me all of 5 gold pieces for putting my life on the line in there. Isn't there a Candlekeep's People Revolutionary Front I can join somewhere? Well, if it isn't Hull. Hey kid, I woke up late this morning and left my sword in the barracks before going on duty. If you want to get it for me, it's in the chest at the foot of the bed on the right side of the barracks. Quick now, before the gate warden catches me without it. You'll also find an antidote there. I think Dreppen needs it for old Nessa. This is the bunkhouse.
I've a blade with your name on it.
There. You're Gorine's little whelp, aren't you? Yeah, you match the description. You don't look so dangerous to me. That I am. Do I know you? No, I don't believe you do. I'll not be here long, so it don't matter. You'll not be here long either, so it matters even less. Just thought I'd have a look at you. Pretty face, but I don't see what the fuss is about. No matter. I deliver your skull, and I'm set for life.
Something on your mind?
I heard shouting, Elise Greystone. Are you all right? It is better you don't ask questions, Karen. You have instructed and inspired me throughout my childhood, and your heart would break to see what has transpired here. Oh, child, you are too young for the life that is being thrust upon you. If you be fully equipped for your journey, I pray you run now to Gorion on the library steps, for he is anxious to depart. The barracks.
I should have joined the army.
What a Meadfield night. That hole was just too much. Poor Sap had to go man the gate this morning too. I don't know how he does it. What can I do for you anyways? I was just wondering if you had any errands I could run. Errands? Yeah, actually I need a quarrel of crossbow bolts. If you could get some off Winthrop at the end, I'll reimburse you. Oh, very well. There'll be a few coins in it for you too, so you can stop giving me that look. Thanks, kiddo. Gorion didn't bring you up half bad, did he? You're lucky to have grown up here in Candlekeep, to be honest. Sometimes I think that the world outside these gates has gone mad. What with all this fighting over iron shortages and all, and Baldur's Gate will be at war before the season's out. Mark my words. Anyhow, I am on duty. Here's 20 gold pieces for saving my skin from the chief.
What do you need?
You're a wonder, you are. Stick with me and we'll go far. Well, okay, stick with me and we'll probably never leave the walls of Candlekeep, would we? Good thing you ain't wearing none of that metal armor, though, as I hear that the bandits out there would just as soon kill you as look at you to get it off your back. I just hope this whole Iron Crisis business is wrapped up soon. We acquire the bolts from Winthrop and return to the guard captain.
I shall.
Thanks, kid. I hear tell you might be leaving this place soon. Watch your back out there, okay? Here, let me give you this dagger. My father killed a hobgoblin with it once, many years ago. Stabbed him right in the back, he did. It ain't no broadsword, but it'll do in a pinch. Now take care of yourself.
Hey, it's me, Emmeline.
We meet our childhood friend Emmeline in the garden of the library. She says, "I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you away from the studies and chores. That old fiddle-faddle, I snuck off too. Old Puff Guts Winthrop was looking for me, but I've got all day to do his chores. You have time for a story today?" "No, I can tell you don't." "What have you been up to?" "Well, I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey, but will not say to where." "Little one? I'm not much younger than you, though you sure got tall fast. Relatively, anyway. A journey, huh? I never get to travel. Wish I could go with you." "Yep, I really wish I could. Yes, ma'am. Really do." All right, I get the message. I'll ask if you can go with us." "Oh, don't be silly. Gorion would never let you finish that sentence. Especially after what that letter of his said, Did I say that? No, of course I didn't. Never saw no letter. Nope. I'll just get back to work now. You had better go. Gorion is waiting."
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you.
Gorion says, "This is very unnerving, I know, but you must trust me. It is very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave Candlekeep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. The keep is well protected, but not invulnerable." We ask, "Please, Father, tell me, where are we going?" Gorion says, "Alas, I cannot, for I have not truly decided yet. All that is certain is that we will be far safer on the move. Perhaps the woods might offer some secluded security, or perhaps the city of Baldur's Gate would offer cover amidst its teeming throngs of people. I do not know where we shall end up, but I have a few friends here and there. I will think on this. Well, I'm ready to go now."
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I'll explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.